You're listening to Daily Sip with Marcel, giving you morning moments of insight, laughter, and a little something to stir the soul.
Yeah. Today, I'm doing something different. Please sit back, take a sip of your hot cup, and listen. Today is September 12th, 2025. Thank you for listening to Daily Sip with Marcel. Today, my fellow sippers, I want to pause with you and take a deep breath over what's happening in our country. Violence is rising in too many places, and every single life lost is a child of God, deserving of love, respect, and dignity. It breaks my heart, and yes, it makes me angry that anyone could see it in any other way. The loss of Charlie Kirk is more than the tragic end of one life. It is an attack on freedom itself, on the American experiment, on the very ideals that shape who we are and who we hope to be. Charlie stood boldly for the freedom of expression, the freedom to speak openly, the freedom enshrined in our founding documents. His life was taken in the very act of exercising that right. That should never silence us. It should remind us that Charlie wouldn't have wanted us to be afraid. We can't solve violence or any of the deep problems we face if we can't talk to one another safely, honestly, and yes, even when we disagree. That's why this moment matters, because if dialogue dies, freedom dies with it. Charlie said that when people stop talking, that's when you get violence. He said, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Welcome without judgment, love without condition, forgive without limit. He said, always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. When things are moving very fast and people are losing their minds, it's important to stay grounded. Turn off your phone, read scripture, spend time with your friends, and remember, internet fury is not real life. It's going to be okay. He again said, when you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to commit violence. He said, what we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have reasonable agreement. Having a reasonable agreement where violence is not an option. Now, again, to my younger listeners out there, you are inheriting a country where politics feels like a raging inferno. It feels like rage is the only option, but through those words, we are reminded that we can choose a different path. Your generation has an opportunity to build a culture that is very different than what we are suffering through right now. Not by pretending differences don't matter, but by embracing our differences and having those hard conversations. Words can be a force for good, not violence. Violence is violence. We can return violence with violence. We can return hate with hate, or we can choose to turn away from it and take a different path. We all get to make decisions. And today, I want to call on every American, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, progressive, MAGA, whatever you stand for, to walk in the spirit of Charlie's path. Because I believe in this country. I believe in you. I believe that even with our differences, there is more good in us than evil, And I still believe, deep down, that we can change the course of history together. I hold on to hope because Americans have always found a way to band together with pride and strength and stand strong. So, my fellow sippers, as we close today's cup together, let's carry this forward. Let's honor Charlie's life, not just with words, but with the choices we make each day. To listen, to forgive, to love without condition, because freedom isn't just written on parchment. It's lived in the way we treat one another. Take this sip with you. America is still worth believing in. You are still worth believing in. And together, we can write a story where anger doesn't win, where violence doesn't have the last word, and where hope rises together. Until Monday, stay grounded, stay grateful, and never forget, we are stronger together, under God and for freedom. I'm Marcel, and I'll see you Monday. Thank you for letting me be part of your day. And until next time, keep noticing what makes life taste a little better. And if you're loving this, don't just sip in silence. Follow us, hit the subscribe button, and pour this into someone else's cup. Share it, spread it. Let's wake the world up together, one daily sip at a time.